Hello ladies and gentlemen, Holotide here once again, and today we're going to be talking about some exciting, maybe a little concerning rumors surrounding Bungie's next project, that is Marathon. If you've been following the news or following this channel, you've probably heard the whispers about, a dedicated Marathon showcase coming in April. Not an April Fool's joke, we'll see. So if you're interested in that, make sure you just stick around as we break down some of the information, what can be expected in the next coming months, when we might see Marathon actually come out as a playable thing, gameplay reveal, stuff like that. But I do think that we need to keep our expectations in check. So let's start with all the rumors and things like that. Marathon hasn't been and wasn't featured at any recent State of Play with PlayStation. The only thing that we've seen really about Marathon since the trailers and stuff like that when they first announced it has been the game update from the game director, Joe Ziegler, which was a really an informal video. Normally Bungie is much more high production value and stuff like that when it comes to talking about their IPs. So that was kind of weird. Maybe that was just a way for him to introduce himself. There were so many rumors and there's been a lot of drama, I think, surrounding the game and Bungie as of late, so I think they just wanted to directly talk to people who were interested in the game. Now, we all know that Marathon is a reimagined version of Bungie's classic series. It's now, as of the last we've heard, a PvP extraction shooter. Remember, it was revealed in 2023. It's apparently had some delays. And the thing is, Bungie's history, even with the old Marathon, but with Halo and Destiny, the expectations are just sky high for this game. But from what we've heard behind the scenes, it has not been smooth sailing. We've seen the leadership shakeups, the layoffs. This has all casted a shadow over the development, and the game director also hinted at aggressive changes based on early testing feedback. So the absence from the State of Play might be strategic, and Bungie likes to do its own thing. It is kind of weird to see the dynamic between PlayStation and Bungie at this point. I think Bungie has maybe lost a little of their autonomy, since they sold the PlayStation, and we've heard things about how Destiny 2 underperformed and stuff like that, and all these consequences that come with that. So I don't know if we should expect to see them actually announce it at a State of Play, but I feel like Bungie wants to do their own thing when it comes to how this game is presented to people. So what can we expect going forward? Personally, I've heard so many people say that there's going to be something in April, and maybe not a full gameplay trailer, but I expect we're going to get some at least detailed updates and maybe some behind the scenes looks as more players get involved, because there's going to be play tests and stuff. They've already said that. I do think that there's a shadow being casted on this year with Grand Theft Auto releasing, and everybody's scared to release their games around that. And apparently Marathon is going to cost $40. It's not going to be free to play. So I don't know when the release schedule they're trying to work with is, or if it's going to get delayed again into 2026. But I don't know. It's kind of scary to think about. We know that's going to take place on Tau Ceti, and that it's going to be, you're going to be the role of a runner. And they've said that you're going to experience intense PvP extraction gameplay, strategic decision-making, collect loot, survive enemy ambushes, navigate through evolving zones. We're going to have kind of like Destiny updates where, there's going to be, not seasons, I don't want to say seasons, but an evolving world. I do think that there's a lot of stress on Bungie to get this right out the gate. It seems like they've, especially with Destiny, they've released it in an okay state, then they've really worked hard to fix it, and then it kind of, drops down a little bit more. But I think that it is imperative for them to get it right on release. So maybe that's why they've been so tight-lipped. Maybe that's why they haven't shown anything. They want to make sure that the first impression of gameplay is the best impression they can absolutely make. So before we get too carried away with the hype, it's important, as always, to be cautious and consider some of the potential pitfalls that Bungie and Marathon could experience as a whole. The development turbulence, it's not been smooth. we talked about it before with the shakeups in leadership and the layoffs and things like that. There's been a lot of negative press around Bungie. There is legitimate concern that these challenges could lead to even further delays or compromises in the final product. There's been a lot of, I say a lot, we live in kind of an echo chamber with like social media and stuff, but there's been a lot of fan backlash. I think a lot of people were upset to hear them who play like Destiny 2 and like play PvP, to hear them say that they're going to make a PvP extraction shooter and it's going to be competitive and there's dedicated servers. And I feel like a lot of people felt like they were slighted. There's also genre risk with the extraction shooter. It's niche, I would say, but there's a hardcore player base if you can capture them. There's always going to be monetization and live service concerns, like is there going to be enough content? What all do you have to pay for? I don't think it's going to be pay to win or anything like that. It also being $40, I hope that means there's a lot of like content that's not in a store, you know, like cosmetics and stuff wise. But we're going to have to wait and see with that. Another thing that could happen is that it's just too overambitious, and with them still working on Destiny 2, although I think the main brute force is on Marathon, but resources are probably going to be stretched thin, and they need somebody to really make sure that the things that need to be prioritized are actually prioritized. We've seen a lot of games released recently that's just not been the case. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other valid concerns. I would love to hear them, things that I didn't talk about or think about. But what do you all really think? Are you excited for Marathon? Are you more cautious? Do you even care? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, and I would love to talk to you guys about it. Marathon has really been like one of the only games I've looked forward to. I love the original Marathon games. I'm not an extraction shooter guy, but being Bungie and having such a huge part of my life with their games, I'm definitely going to give it a try, for sure. I'm very hopeful. I don't hope that they fail at all. Like, I want the game to be good, and I want to enjoy it. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that something's good. But that's going to wrap up the video on Bungie's upcoming Marathon showcase that might happen in April, what to expect in the coming months, and, you know, the pitfalls that we need to keep an eye on. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit a like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I still upload Halo content, so don't think that it's just like over and done with. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.